Hey, happy Wednesday. Welcome, pace setters, and happy month end. Oh my gosh, can you believe the end of October is here and we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for power partnering with me. Thank you for being on live. I know that it's a busy day, you guys. It's month end. It's one of my favorite days, of course, because as you guys know, we get people's names and numbers today. We're going to get a lot of leads tonight. So I'm really excited about that. Okay. And we're going to make that part of your dream work today. Yes. You guys pace along. Okay. So thank you for being on. Please text your sales director. Say, I'm here. I'm on. I'm watching. Thank you for submitting your dream work. That's why you got a link for today. Yay, you. And thank you for being my power partner. Make sure that you save the date for next Wednesday at noon as we pace along with class number 6 for those of you that will be invited to our November pace setters. Okay. I do have a few save the dates. Next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. is our national area powwow. And our national area powwow is at 9 p.m. traditionally. And we have been featuring a sales director as a guest. And this month we will be featuring Maria Jose Torres, who just earned her Mary Kay pink Cadillac from the island of Puerto Rico. I am so excited for you guys to hear this interview with Maria Jose. It is going to be so powerful. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity for you to get to know one of our Mary Kay sales directors, of our driven directors and leading with excellence. So proud. And save another date. If you're local here, Miami, South Florida, West Palm Beach, Orlando, drive down for our November rally on Tuesday, November the 13th. It is always the second Tuesday of the month, and I'm really excited about us coming together for our rally. Okay, you guys ready for business at noon? Let's go. You're going to get recognition. We're going to do training. And today's class is how to build belief. I just got back from the Linda Tupin think tank, and I learned from $1 Million Sales Director Melinda Balling, who has been the queen of the Emerald Seminar, how to build belief. And I'll be sharing this with you guys today. All right. I want to give a shout out to those of you that had over 300 points in your submission. So here we go. It'll be rather fast. Nancy Kluner, Myra Scott, Kimberly Kasanke, Barbara Martinez, Myra Scott, Mercy Rodriguez, Diane Polini, Marlene Harvey, Karen Saladriguez, Gina Cardillo, Martha Agallo, Myra Jimenez, Kathy Simpson, Jamie Klim, Mabel Murr, and Michelle Hernandez. We are so proud of you. And I want to give a shout out to those that did the double credit already maxed out for the month of October. I know I did it. I'm so excited. Nancy Kluner, Myra Scott, Kimberly Kasanke, Barbara Martinez, Myra Scott, Mercy Rodriguez, Diane Polini, Marlene Harvey, Karen Saladriguez, Gina Cardillo, and Martha Aguayo. Congratulations. So proud of you guys. All right, let me tell you who's already got their classes booked so that they can hold 3 in 1 week. And that was part of your challenge last week. Okay. I am so proud of these women, and I posted it on our Facebook page. Make sure you're on our Facebook page. Nancy Kluner, Myra Scott, Kimberly Cuskane, Barbara Martinez, Myra Scott, Mercy Rodriguez, Diane Polini, Myra Jimenez, Kathy Simpson, Jamie Klim, Mabel Murr, Michelle Hernandez, Kelly Gilliland, Lisa Michelle Eigler, Jatan Kelly, Marisol Arguellas, Holly Messenger, Bilma Quiroga, Leslie Pilgrim, Vivian Villamil, Joyce Chavarria, Esther Sanchez, Christine Barrueco, and Anna from the Vivian Villamil unit. Anna, you forgot your last name, so I wasn't sure which Anna it was. So I just want to talk a little bit about your submissions that came in this week, because it is going to be part of our building belief. How to grow your belief. Is it even possible to build your belief? And I know that it is possible to build your belief because I myself have built my belief in my lifetime. And I want to share with you how it is that you build belief, okay? But I want to talk about what we learned from the best entrepreneurs. I had you guys read Proverbs 6 through 11. And she was wise. She had no ruler. She worked hard even when she didn't want to. That's good emotional management. She prepared in advance for her future, right? Winter came and she felt secure about that. She did not sleep in. There was no extra slumber, woke right up when it was time to wake up. And I think the biggest perk of having all of this is that the ant does not have scarcity mentality. And the reason why the ant does not suffer from having scarcity mentality is because she's a hard worker. The bottom line, if you don't want to be scared and you don't want to have scarcity mentality where you're thinking small, playing small, and showing up small, you need to be a hard worker. The reality is that confidence comes in the doing Confidence comes in the doing. And when we lack confidence, it comes in the thinking. The more we think about something, the less confidence we possess. And so we have to have action, and action is truly what drives confidence. And so the ant is not scared of her future, you guys. She does not have scarcity mentality. So I took the average. I know you put down what your wasted hours that you documented, which it was not easy to document for some of you, but your wasted hours documented how much that cost you, okay? And you know how much it cost you, but I want to share with you what the average waste was in a week. So I took everyone's number and averaged it out. Are you ready? The average money wasted a week on things that are time wasters, wait till I tell you what the time wasters are, is $605 a week. That is $2,420 a month in income we don't have because we're spending it on these things. Wait till you hear what these things are, okay? If you could get rid of these things in your life, it would be an extra $600 a week in your pocket. It would be an extra $2,400 a month in your bank account. And it would be an extra $29,000 in income in your family's budget a year. An extra $600 a week, an extra $2,400 a month, an extra $29,000 a year if you could get rid of these things. Okay, here they were. 96% of you documented that the greatest time waster was TV. 98% of you documented social media. And 98% of you documented cleaning the house, tidying up, washing dishes, laundry, those things. Okay, so let's talk about two of them, TV and social media. That's really easy. Don't turn on your TV and get rid of your social media apps. I'm going to talk about this in a second. So you're like, yeah, all right, that sounds real easy, but I don't really want to do that. Like, I don't really want to be like you. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. For those of you that don't know me, like if this is your first time dating me and getting to know me, you probably know that I grew up without TV and I don't watch TV. I just don't. And I don't respond on social media. People tell me, oh, I messaged you. I'm like, that's what my phone is for, because I like having relationships with people. So I don't message people on social media. I'll call you. I'll text you straight to your phone, but I don't use social media. Like I like having relationships with people. So it's not a thing that I use for communicating with people. So I don't respond to it. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you guys about that too. And cleaning, 98% of you documented cleaning as the biggest time waster. Okay. So I want you to think about that you had the money to pay somebody to do all the cleaning in your house, right? So all the laundry, everything, dishes, everything. Whose life could you bless? Because there are women out there who are looking for jobs. That was my mom. My mom was looking for someone who would bless her with work so that she could provide for her family. Who could you provide extra work with, extra money with, and bless her if you would just not have these time wasters of TV and social media so that you can make the extra $600 a week, $2,400 a month, an extra $29,000 a year. Okay, because if you had an extra $29,000 a year, could you afford a housekeeper? Oh yeah, okay. So this is what I want to ask you. What value do you receive from TV, movies, and social media? What value do you receive from TV, social media, and movies? Okay. You are going to document that. That'll be part of your dream work. Is it for numbing? Is it for entertainment? Is it FOMO, fear of feeling left out? Like, oh, somebody talks about that show. I want to be able to say something about it, right? And I want you to ask yourself this question. Have I been trained to fit in? Have I been trained to fit in so that I could be cool? Have I been trained to fit in so I could be cool? Okay? I want you to think about that. And what in the world does cool get me? If the answer to that is yes, what in the world does cool get me? Okay, what in the world is cool getting me? And I mention this because many times, for those of you that this is your first time dating me, this will be the first time you hear this, but if you've been with me for a while, you know that I've often said that I don't have any social media notifications on my phone. So if you could message me, you could post something, I don't see it. The only time I log on to social media, and I'll tell you guys, I do have it. And I do recommend that if you have it, that you have a healthy boundary around it. And here is my healthy boundary with social media. It's my scrapbook to my children and to my grandchildren. I want my children, I want my grandchildren to be able to look at my life and see the type of woman that I am. and the type of life that I led and the impact that they had on me. And I want them to see that through my social media. So to me, my social media is my scrapbook. Because it is my scrapbook, you won't see me posting things for polls on there. And now you might be like, this is not judgment. I just want you to realize that when I chose to get on social media, it was a very on purpose decision. A lot of people had it. And I was like, no, I'm not into it. And I was like, I don't see the point in it. They're like, oh, you need to get on it. You're going to fall behind in your business. I really have made very little business from social media. All my business is made through relationships and bookings from bookings and referrals and going out there and working it out there in the real world. Social media gives me a place to connect with people. It really does. Like, for example, if I just met someone, I'm like, oh, let's be friends on Facebook so she can see my life. But what I put out there is a scrapbook for my family. It is a scrapbook for my family to see the woman I am, the life that I live. And so you won't see me putting things like polls like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? I'm looking for this. That's what I pick up the phone for and call my friends. You know, I'm like, hey, I need something for this. And I call people and I ask them, I need this and I thought of you, right? I'm not saying not to do that. I just want you to know why you don't see me do that, because it is a place for me to portray my life. And yes, if you are my friend and you're following me, that will show you who I am as a person. However, because I'm not waiting to see how many likes I got or who responded or who messaged me, it's not a constant distraction. I'm not distracted. And so if it is a distraction to you, this is the major question. What healthy boundary do you need to put around your biggest distractions? What healthy boundary do you need to put around social media, TV, entertainment, cleaning? For example, here's a healthy boundary around cleaning. Who could you bless? Who could you bless because you hired them and then you had the time to go work your business, propelling yourself forward and blessing someone else, right? Okay, so what I want to share with you guys is this. And hold on, I turned pages too quickly, okay, in my notes. We read Proverbs 6 through 11. And the bottom line is that the ant has focus. The ant has focus, right? Like, she gets up, she doesn't snooze, she gets to work. And how in the world do we get focus? How do we get the focus? Well, I'm going to share with you guys how we get the focus, okay? And this is going to be from your training. Here's a quote from Gloria Mayfield Banks. She says, create a routine that drives the machine that propels the dream. Create a routine that drives the machine that propels a dream. You cannot really get far if you don't create a routine. It has to be routine. It has to be what you do week in, week out, week in, week out. Success is hidden in your daily routine. It is not through short spurts like, oh, I'm going to just kill myself right now, and then I'll get there and I'll be done. When you get there, it's not done. It is that consistent stamina that really allows you. So how do we grow our belief? There's two ways to grow belief if you're taking notes. Number one is you can't care about others' opinion of yourself. You cannot care about others' opinion of yourself. You must replace self-confidence or lack of self-confidence with God confidence. And so that's number one. We're going to talk more about number one. Number two is you have to grow your stamina. You have to grow your stamina. And I'm going to share with you about number two. But first, before we talk about grow stamina, let's talk about number one, growing your God confidence. You know, how do you not care about fitting in? What if you could be a freestanding person that you didn't care if you were missing out, or you didn't care about that you couldn't talk about the show or the movie or what if you were just completely confident in who you are and whose you are? Jeremiah 17:7 says, but blessed is the one who trusts in God and whose confidence is in him. When your confidence is in God and not in other people, and not in what you know, and not in what you watched, and not in what you saw, and not what you were a part of, you are blessed. And I know that you want to have that blessing. So how do we do this? Isaiah 32:17 says, the fruit of the righteous will be peace. Its effect will be quietness and confidence forever. So how do we get this peace, the fruits of the Spirit, right? And I believe that the only way to know that is to know your Creator. When you know your God, when you know your Creator, you fully understand who you are. For those of you that have a really good relationship with a mother or a father, could be either, doesn't have to be both, you have a lot more confidence in yourself, knowing in this awesome relationship you have with this pretty cool person. Okay. This person who has, and you could fill in the blank. I mean, if I tell you, tell me about your mom, tell me about your dad. If you just start to glow and you start, oh, my mom this or my dad this, you're a much more confident person than the person who can't do that. And I know that you recognize that, right? So imagine if I said, tell me about your creator. And you start glowing. You're like, well, let me tell you about my God. My God is this and this and this. That is a direct reflection of what you believe about yourself too. Knowing your God gives you God confidence, because the reality is that I am not enough. I don't possess much of anything. I have this God confidence because I trust him, because I know him. And so in order for us to not care so much about the opinions of others, God has to have a bigger place in your life than people. You know, when you think about, you know, what your value systems are, what you check things through, what you filter things through, do you filter them through the people filter, or what are they going to say? What are they going to think? Or do you filter it through, what is God going to say about that? What is God going to think about that? You know, oh, I have to explain myself to so-and-so. Well, what if we replace that with, oh, I need to explain that to God? You know, what would that change, and how would that change your self-confidence into not caring about what other people think? So that don't know, I didn't grow up with TV. I don't really watch TV. I don't really know about any shows that are out there. And you might think, I don't really want to be like you. That's not cool. And you're right. I'm not cool. I'm not cool at all. I'm actually a nerd. Hashtag nerd, a smart cookie are my two favorite hashtags. I love being a nerd. I don't know about any of this stuff. I've never known about any of that stuff. But what I will tell you this is, I know my God and I know Auri very well, because of the not caring about those things has allowed me to work on Auri. I don't have these distractions. I don't have these voices that I have to pay attention to. I don't need to explain myself to anybody. And I don't question or doubt myself as much, because I'm constantly in his presence, knowing who I am because I know who he is. And so when you don't have these distractions, you're able to be more like what we read about in Proverbs 4:25-27. How do you get it all done? And here it is, Proverbs 4:25-27, which was part of your homework, was the way we get it all done is to look straight ahead, not to, and I'm going to read it to you guys real quick, because I have it right here in my Bible. Let me get it out. It says, whoops, I'm on the wrong page. Sorry, I thought it was open to the right page. Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a path for your feet. Stay on the path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. And so he says, number one, look straight ahead. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. Do not look back, and do not look down. And I wrote do not look down because most of us live our life looking down. Okay? Don't look left. Don't look right. Don't look back at your past. Look forward, straight ahead. Number two, he said, mark out a path. When you mark out a path, that means that you're actually planning your work. What does that mean? It means that you actually have a calendar that your November already looks like this. This is my November, you guys. That's what it looks like. I can show you my October. It's completely trashed, right? That was my October. I know today is ending. And so when you mark out your path, that means you have a plan. You have your 6 most important things to do list. Like, you are writing down what needs to get done. There is a plan. And I love that it says, mark out a straight path for your feet and stay on the safe path. What does that mean? It means to play it safe. Don't be risky. You know, when you have a plan is usually thought out. Most of the time when we have a plan, we're copying someone who's already done the plan, and it's safe. And that means to play it safe. And number 3, there are no sideshows. It says, don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from evil. No sideshows, you guys, no sideshows. Stick to your plan no matter what. Even when there's drama, even when, oh, but this is happening to so-and-so, or can you believe this is happening to these people and to this? And I'm not saying not to be insensitive. I'm not saying not to be empathetic. I'm just saying, you can feel the emotion of everything that's happening and still get your stuff done. That's what I'm saying. You can feel it and get it done. That doesn't mean just because you're feeling a certain way that you have permission to stop and not get done what you set out before you, what you planned out before you, what you put your eyes on, what you set straight ahead. And so it is so important that we recognize that the only way that we can create focus is just by looking straight ahead and having a plan and just looking forward, not left, not right, not back, and not down, for sure. So let's talk about in the movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, because I'm going to tell you the formula for growing your belief. And actually, let me just do this screen share with you before I read it to you. That way you can you can go ahead and there's your screen share. Hold on, let me get it up. And my arrow is not being happy. There it is. Okay. So you can see that how you grow your belief is time, space, repetition, and emotion. Time, space, repetition, and emotion. And you're like, Ari, what in the world does that mean? We're going to go through it right now as soon as I can get the mouse to stop the screen share because I'm having a difficult time getting the mouse up here. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to stop it. Okay, there we go. I'm like, how do you stop that thing? Okay, so we're going to talk about this, all right? From the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, during the internship, you guys watched that at the beginning, Chris Gardner, he wakes up early every single day. He drops his son off at the daycare. He goes to the office. He works deliberately and intentionally. He doesn't take any breaks. He doesn't even go to the bathroom, and he doesn't drink water, so he doesn't have to go to the bathroom. He goes back up in the evenings, picks up his son from daycare. He travels a very long distance to stand in his queue to get into the shelter so that he can have a place to sleep for the night, puts his son to sleep, and through a dim light he reads books until he falls asleep, and then the alarm rings and he's ready to do the next cycle again without a second thought. He just gets up and does that crazy life again. Chris Gardner worked every day with the same energy and developed real expertise. He stayed loyal to his ambition. Grit, you guys, is more stamina than short burst of intensity. I'm going to talk to you guys about stamina, okay? Stamina requires space, time, repetition. Space, time, repetition. When you're doing the motions and checking the boxes without the emotion, you do not increase your belief. You have to have space, time, repetition with emotion. And so what I want to tell you is if you've been doing the work without feeling it, without the emotion, it does not grow your belief. You're just checking boxes. You cannot just check boxes. Emotion must be involved. You have to, and that's risky, right? You're like, I got to put my emotion into this. Yeah, nobody's going to follow someone that lacks emotion. And that is how your belief actually grows. The trick here is to time your beauty sessions repeatedly close together. And I know for those of you that were at our fall retreat with National Sales Director Cecilia James, she talked about this. She says that your success in Mary Kay is directly proportionate to the amount of time between your last beauty experience. That's it. That's the bottom line. And so the shorter the time between your experiences, the greater your belief grows. So it is time, space, repetition, add emotion, okay? And so let's talk about time. You know, last week I gave you the challenge to get 3 held in 1 week. You got to hold 3 in 1 week. And it was very on purpose because I told you guys the story of Joanne Bertolin, and I know that you saw that she held 3 a week, 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 3 for a week, 3 for a week, 3 for a week, 3 for a week. She did this week in, week out, 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 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 for 7 years. For 7 years. She has consistently made over $250,000 a year for the past 10 years. So I'm going to share with you something, and I hope you're going to write this down. The maximum average income a woman in the United States makes today, maximum average, so this is the highest income she will make before she retires, are you ready, is $41,000 a year. The maximum average income a woman makes in the United States today is $41,000. So here's a woman who made $250,000 a year every year for the past 10 years. Her retirement income, I'm going to just share this with you guys because to me that's like mind-blowing. She'll have $150,000 a year in retirement income for 15 years. So I'm going to do 150 times 15. That's $2.25 million in retirement. $2.25 million in retirement because she was willing to take space, time, repeat, and add emotion. And that is how she grew her belief. She did 3 parties a week, every week for a year. So let me tell you something. I could be asking you to do something hard. I could be asking you to study for your LSAT and get into law school, to go study for your MCAT and get into medical school and actually make it through medical school, and then go get your specialization in becoming a surgeon and then operate on people. And those are all things that are really, really, really hard, you guys, like really, really hard. How hard is it really? Like really, how hard is it to hold 3 parties in a week? Because if you put it up against the hard things people do, you're like, I can hold 3 parties in a week. I just need to book 6. Okay, right? I need to book 5, 7, whatever your number is. I need to book this many so that 3 hold every single week. And that keeps it really, really simple, doesn't it? Okay, so how do we get stamina? It is the timing of our events. It is the timing of our event. How much time are you putting between it? The space that you're creating, that's what I mean by space. Are you creating the spaces and the places to grow your business? Well, that means you're going to have to take social media off your phone. That means you're going to turn off the TV so that you too can have a $2.25 million retirement. Would you be willing to do that if I could show you how? Would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing to do that, to have a $250,000 income in a year, just consistently holding your 3 parties a week? And the repetition, it is all about repetition. You guys, there is no trick in this. It is just a matter of timing it right. The shorter the distance between your beauty experiences, the more familiar you become. You have to push yourself out there, and you have to push yourself past the fear. It is something that is so simple that anybody can do it. All right, I promised you guys that I would keep it to 30 minutes. So here it is. Here's your dream work, okay? You're going to get however many classes on your books, if you haven't already done that, so that 3 hold in 1 week. They have to hold by November 18th, all 3. However, when you do it by November 11th, okay, you get bonus points. The 3 group appointments must be held within a 7-day period. It cannot go to day 8. It must be 3 within 7 days. That is probably the most important thing. So whatever you need to book so that 3 hold in a 7-day period, that is your dream work for this week, okay? Now, if you're like, how do I do this? If you remember from 3 weeks ago, I taught you to get 10 facials booked, and then I did a training on how to convert those 10 facials into group appointments. So you're going to send it to all of them, right? You're going to get your 6 facials booked, your 7 facials booked, your 8 facials booked. And then in the next test, hey, can you send out this super cute invite to some of your friends? Maybe somebody can join you. When you have U+2, you're going to get this for free. Thanks. And each of those facials that you booked is going to turn into a group appointment. That is your goal. And that is how you get them all booked in the same week. I will share with you something that Diane Polini shared on our call on Monday. She said, I got sick and tired of offering people weekday or weekend and everybody picking the weekend and my weekends being way too full. People will take what you offer them. Offer them. Say, I have Tuesday night, Wednesday night, or Saturday morning. Make sure you offer them what you have available. She said, I've never had more weekday appointments, because when that is what you offer, that is what people will take. Okay. All right. Number 3. Well, that was all kind of like number 1, but I just wanted to share that if you don't know how to turn a facial into a group appointment, you're going to go back to the training. So that was really number 2. But if you know how to do that, you don't need to do that part. Number 3, you're going to document how your belief grows by doing the timed space repetition emotion. Okay. How your belief grows by doing the time, space, repetition, emotion. Okay. This is really the key to growing your belief. I did a lot of appointments in a very short amount of time and instantly had confidence and belief that I could do this. If you're wondering, well, Auri, you're so lucky. You just know that you were made for Mary Kay. You were made to do great things. I did not. But the longer I worked at Mary Kay, the more belief I had that this thing works. Like, you can't get me to believe anything different because I work it. It works, right? I want to give you the same gift of you having that same belief in yourself. All right. I also want you to document, and I told you guys this earlier in the call, I want you to document, okay, what it is that you need to change to get rid of these big time wasters in your life. What is it? I know some of you shared what was the biggest change with your touch it once, that you had more time, you were more organized, you had more energy to do more. It helped you feel faster and more empowered, and you were able to move on to other things faster. You guys, you become an average of 5 people you spend the most time with. You have to make a decision. You know, is it worth it to you to still be doing the same things you've always done, or to make a change? And it really isn't that hard. You know, it really isn't that hard. I went to a training last year in Crystal Trojanowski, National Sales Director, who's going to be at the mansion with the directors for our prize. At her fall retreat, she said that she had a DIQ tell her director, I need you to come to my house and unplug my TV and take it with you. She actually had her director come to her house, unplug the TV from her living room, put it in her car, and take it away so that this consultant could become a Mary Kay sales director. You guys, if that's what you need, if that's the healthy boundary you need to draw to change your life, to be different, because you know God created you for something more, because you know you're packed with gifts, so that you can stop the self-sabotage, so that you can grow the belief, so that you could be a beacon of light and inspiration to others, then do it. I'm gonna tell you something. The enemy wants nothing more than for you to stay right there where you are, doubting yourself, pitying yourself, having a pity party, sad that you don't know how to change this, you can't take it off the phone, that what will others say, that, oh my gosh, I'd feel ashamed, you know, I have to explain myself, you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to do any of it. He wants to keep you right there. You have a choice to make. Get rid of it. It's super simple. You just get rid of it. If it doesn't exist, it can't hold you back. And that is when you really become unleashed. That is when you really discover what you're made of. Our dream work is going to keep it real simple. You're going to hold 3 in 1 week bonus points to get it done by the 11th, and make sure that you document how your belief grows this week. I'll post this all on our Facebook page. Make it a powerful, pink, and on purpose month end. Don't forget to get your double credit done. I love you, girls.